Ever wondered how high you could jump if you weren't bound by Earth's gravity? Well, we're about to take you on a fascinating journey through the universe to explore that very question. Gravity is a fundamental force of nature, an invisible bond that not only keeps our feet planted on the ground, but also governs the motion of planets, stars, and galaxies. But what if we could break free from this force, even if just for a moment, to experience the thrill of an otherworldly leap? Picture this. On Earth, an average person can jump about 1.5 feet straight up. Now imagine if you could multiply that by 2, 3, or even 10. Sounds like a scene straight out of a science fiction movie, right? But it's not as far-fetched as you might think. You see, gravity isn't the same everywhere in the universe. It varies depending on the mass and size of the celestial body you're on. The last planet in this video, the Sun, may surprise you, so are you ready to defy gravity and leap into the unknown? Before we do, I kindly ask to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. No, let's take a leap of faith and start our gravity-defying journey on Mercury. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system and the one closest to the Sun. Its gravity is less than half of what we experience on Earth. So if you were to jump there, you could leap about 4 feet in the air, almost like having superhuman abilities. But while you're bounding around like a super-powered kangaroo, remember that Mercury is a world of extremes. Temperatures swing from a blistering 800 degrees in sunlight to a bone-chilling negative 280 degrees at night. And if you think Earth days are long, a day on Mercury lasts 176 of hours. From the scorching heat of Mercury, let's jump to our next destination, Venus. On Venus, it's not much of a leap from Earth, but still a leap nonetheless. This planet, often referred to as Earth's evil twin, exhibits just slightly less gravity. So if you were to jump here, you'd ascend a mere 1.7 feet. But Venus is more than its gravity. With a dense toxic atmosphere and surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead, it's a world of extremes. It's also a planet shrouded in thick sulfuric acid clouds. Leaving behind the harsh conditions of Venus, we find ourselves on the Moon. On the Moon, every leap is a giant leap. The Moon's gravity, a mere fifth of Earth's, transforms a simple jump into a thrilling rocket launch. You could soar up to 9 feet into the air, nearly twice the height of a basketball hoop. But as you float in the Moon's barren landscape, remember, a lunar day lasts 29.5 Earth days. That's a lot of time spent in darkness. From the barren landscapes of the Moon, we journey to the red planet, Mars. Welcome to Mars. With gravity less than half of Earth's, you could almost play a game of leapfrog with yourself. Here you could jump about 4 feet high. This red desert planet is home to the largest volcano in our solar system, Olympus Mons. It stands a staggering 3 times the height of Mount Everest. Mars also boasts the longest canyon, Valles Marineris, which stretches over 4,000 kilometers. Leaving Mars behind, we venture into the asteroid belt to visit Ceres. On Ceres, the largest asteroid and a dwarf planet, every jump is a sky-high adventure. With a gravity only a fraction of Earth's, your feet would barely remember the feeling of solid ground. A single leap could send you soaring 52 feet high, turning a simple jump into a balletic flight. But don't let its diminutive size fool you. Ceres, the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, holds mysteries that continue to puzzle scientists. From the dwarf planet, we fly to the gas giant, Jupiter. On Jupiter, jumping is more of a theoretical exercise. Imagine trying to leap on a planet made almost entirely of gas, with no solid ground to push off from. Yet, if you could, Jupiter's tremendous gravity, over 2.5 times that of Earth's, would limit your jump to a minuscule hop of about 0.6 feet high. Fascinating, isn't it? This behemoth of a planet, with its iconic Great Red Spot, a storm bigger than Earth, truly redefines our understanding of gravity. Leaving the massive Jupiter behind, we move to its moon, Ganymede. Welcome to Ganymede, Jupiter's moon, larger than Mercury, but with significantly lower mass. This icy moon has a gravity only about 1/7 of Earth's. Here you could jump over 10 feet high. Its lower mass allows for such impressive leaps. Ganymede is also the only moon in our solar system known to possess its own magnetic field, a trait typically reserved for planets. It's a fascinating place with an icy and rocky terrain that promises a unique jumping experience. From Ganymede, we travel to the ringed beauty, Saturn. On Saturn, leaping is yet again a theoretical exercise. This gas giant, famous for its stunning rings, lacks a solid surface. If you were to jump here, the low density and high volume of Saturn would allow for a theoretical leap of nearly 1.4 feet into the air. And while you're floating about, ponder this: Saturn is so light it would float in water. From the ringed beauty, we leap to its largest moon, Titan. Welcome to Titan, largest moon of Saturn, and it has a gravity only about 1/7 of Earth's. Here, you could leap 11 feet high. Imagine bounding about like a kangaroo in a world of alien lakes and rivers, not of water, but of liquid methane and ethane. It's a cold yet fascinating place, the only moon in our solar system with a substantial atmosphere. And now, leaving Titan behind, we journey to the icy Uranus. Now Uranus, this icy giant's gravity is similar to Earth's, but its frozen composition makes it a chilling environment for any high jump attempts. A jump here would lift you about 1.7 feet. It's the coldest planet in our solar system, with temperatures often plummeting below those of liquid nitrogen. Fascinatingly, Uranus spins on its side, making its poles experience 42 years of continuous sunlight or darkness at a time. Imagine that. Leaving the cold Uranus behind, we venture to Neptune. On Neptune, gravity pins you more firmly to the surface. This blue giant, the 8th planet from the Sun, holds you down with a gravitational pull just slightly more than Earth's. So if you were to jump on Neptune, you'd find yourself leaping to a height of only about 1.3 feet. But don't be too disappointed. Neptune's charm lies in its strikingly deep blue color and its mysterious dark storms. From Neptune, we leap to its moon, Triton. This is Triton, where gravity is just over 7% that of Earth's, allowing for some impressive leaps. A jump could take you about 19 feet high. But Triton isn't just a playground for jumpers. It's one of the very few moons in our solar system known to be geologically active, with geysers spewing nitrogen gas into space. This icy moon orbits Neptune in the opposite direction of the planet's rotation, a unique trait among large moons. From Triton, we journey to the dwarf planet, Pluto. Picture that for a moment. The gravity on Pluto is so low that you'd feel almost weightless, soaring through the air with each jump. On Pluto, you could jump over 25 feet high, but don't be deceived. This dwarf planet has more to it than meets the eye. Did you know that Pluto has 5 moons, or that it has a heart-shaped glacier that's the size of Texas and Oklahoma combined? Leaving Pluto behind, we venture to our next destination, Eris. Welcome to Eris. The gravity here is only about 1/10 of Earth's, making for high jumps and slow falls. A jump would take you about 18 feet up. This dwarf planet is not only one of the most distant objects in our solar system, but it's also shrouded in mystery. Eris is named after the Greek goddess of strife and discord, a fitting name for a celestial body that stirred up a great debate about what defines a planet. Now, to conclude our journey across the universe, the king, our sun. Imagining a human attempting to jump on the surface of the sun leads us to an extremely challenging and surreal scenario. Considering the massive gravity and intense temperature of the sun, which reaches around 5,500 degrees C, 9,900 degrees F, any attempt at a jump would quickly be thwarted, even if, hypothetically for an instant, a human were able to generate enough force to move vertically. The overwhelming gravity of the sun would swiftly pull them back onto its incandescent surface. With a gravity approximately 27.94 times greater than that of Earth, a human jump would reach a minuscule height of only 0.00597 feet high. So, we've hopped, leaped, and jumped across the universe. From Mercury's scorching surface, where a leap could send you 4 feet into the air, to Venus, our size twin, where you'd barely outjump an Earth leap. We've soared 9 feet on the moon and 4 feet on Mars. On Phobos, we could even jump ourselves into space. Ceres had us floating a staggering 52 feet up, while Jupiter's immense gravity allowed only for the tiniest of hops. We've leaped 10 feet on Ganymede, and theoretically jumped on Saturn, where there's no solid ground. On Titan, we've reached 11 feet, while Uranus offered a chilling 1.7 feet leap. Neptune limited our leap to 1.3 feet, but its moon Triton offered a chance for a 19 feet jump. And finally, on dwarf planets Pluto and Eris, we've soared over 25 and 18 feet respectively. Gravity, the invisible force, shapes our entire universe and dictates how high we can jump. Next time you leap, remember you're defying gravity, even if just for a moment.